Oh, snap, snap. I hope everyone has had a wonderful week. Yeah, it's been approximately a week and stuff like that. And you know what time it is? It's that time of the week where we gonna talk about something. No, I always wanted to be a singer, but it just didn't work. Anywho, I have some wonderful topics to talk about with you today. We're gonna talk about Raven-Symoné and her ignorant comments. We're going to talk about the presidential election that is coming up. We're going to talk about the man Trumpster and Ben Carson. And a little bit about Hillary and so forth and so forth. And then finally, my goal, depending on how much I'm going to talk, because you know, I'll be like, don't know when to just. We're going to talk briefly, because honey, I can talk about this next subject for days. Relationships. Here we go. Stay tuned. Raven-Symoné. She's not this cute little girl named Olivia from the Huxtables anymore. She's not little Olivia. She is a grown-ass woman, according to her father, which we'll touch based on that a little later here. But according to her father, she's a grown-ass woman. So, you know, she makes her own decisions, makes her own rules, you know. Hey, she talks, whatever she says is from her own opinions. And here's the thing about Raven. So, personally, you know, America has this thing where we like to just go in on people, you know, like for the smallest things. It's like, really? But anywho, you know, when you're a public figure, what you say, what you do, like you're under a microscope and you are watched very carefully to see what you do, who you are, you know. And the reality is, in America, or people, period, haters too. Shout out to my haters. You know, that sounds like a rap song. Anyway, you know, but your haters, they want to find you slip it up. And so in the case of Raven-Symoné, which we know she said multiple. Did I say multiple? I meant multiple things on air that, you know, wasn't very candid and people didn't frankly like. So her latest comment that, you know, people are deeming as ignorante. I don't know if that's the real Spanish word, so I'm just going to say ignorant. You know, she said something on the lines of she was not going to hire someone by the name of Watermelorina Keisha. It was something of that sort. I will actually get that for you, the correct verbiage that was used. But anyway, she said that comment and everybody's like, what about your name? Your name is Raven. I'm just assuming this is how they sounded when they said it. I try to make up voices that I think sounds like what's in my head. Anyway, your name is Raven. You eat dead animals. Like, and it just cracks me up because people slay me. They really do. Like, they get so caught up. Like, so you really mad though? You hella mad though? How mad are you? But, you know, here's the thing. This is what I got to give it to Raven. Is, yeah, again, she said some other comments, which I will post later, that she said on her other shows on The View. She got people talking about her. Like, at the end of the day, like, you want to stay relevant. And some people choose different avenues to stay relevant. Whether they're saying something very humanitarian-like, you know, very much for the country, things that most of America agrees with. Or you have those people who are up against the grain. They're saying stuff that you may be thinking, but you would never say out loud. Or they're pushing the bar and saying something that's going to stir up a fuss. Because, you know, at the end of the day, Raven said this. Trump said this, because Trump is one of those people who like to fan the fire too. So I'm just like, I mean, y'all getting so mad at her. Like, she knows what she's saying when she said, I'm not African American. Like, she knows what she's saying, but I feel like people just really take what people say so, like, out of proportion. Like, it's not even that deep. Like, Raven-Symoné is a unique individual. And, you know, if this is how you want to do your shine and this is who you are, baby girl, that's so Raven. It's over, right? This is the new Raven. Shout out to you, my sister. But, you know, I will be talking about your comments that they deem as ignorante. Excuse me. Ignorant. Moving on. So, I'm sure that many of you have been watching bits and pieces of the presidential election. As you know, which I hope you know, that President Obama will be leaving office and we're getting ready to have a new president. Yes, you know that? Okay, cool. So, one person who's always on the scene with a gangsta mean toupee lean, even though he allegedly says he's not a toupee, you ain't got to lie to kick it. Anyway, Donald Trump, you know, he is currently leading the polls for the Republican Party. And some people can be like, what? He's a bigot. He's arrogant. He's not down with the essays. Which, I'm just quoting what someone else said. But you know, Trump is that person who you love to hate. Come on. You love to hate him. You love to talk about his tan. You love to talk about his hairline. You love to talk about the foolish stuff that he says. You love it. So the thing what he's good at is, you know, being an entertainer. He entertains. He captures your attention and you're watching him. And the reality is some of these Republicans are, he's tapping into some things they actually do agree with. I believe that the majority of Republicans are not for immigration, and you know, him being so blunt about his preference and how he feels about immigration, you know, he tapped into, I feel like, a couple Republicans, you know, mind frames are like, yeah, get him out, you gotta get him out, yeah, you know. And hey, he's saying stuff that they be thinking, but they wouldn't dare say. So it's like he's the voice for the people. But then you have some people who are actually running for president in the candidacy that are saying that he's not going to win the race. Like, people think he's a joke. Like, he's fun to watch, but he's not taken seriously. So, you know, any of that can change. You know, anything can change. Okay? So as of now, he's leading. And then he got the boy Ben Carson. Young Money Ben Carson. I don't know what I'm going to call him, Young Money. I guess because I don't take him seriously. But anywho, this is not a personal... I'm just reading you the facts. But currently, now, Ben Carson has been under fire, shall I say underwater, well, drowned in one, about a comment that he made, I believe, in a book that he wrote. Give me 1 second. I'm going to find that for you. So in response to the negative feedback that he's got before what he had published in his book, his response was, there are a lot of people in the media who will take anything you say and try to make it into a hyperbole and try to make it into a controversy. Maybe I can read. Carson continued, but the fact of the matter is, when you talk to average American citizens, they know exactly what I'm talking about. And so in so many words, basically the story was that, you know, during the Holocaust, you know, where many Jews lost their lives to Nazis, he basically was saying that, you know, they gave their guns, they gave up all their weapons to the Nazis instead of having that gun to help save their life, that they could possibly try to overthrow the Nazis by standing up for themselves, not giving up their guns and trying to kill these people off, you know. And so it kind of gives the impression to some that, you know, so you're saying they died because they gave up their guns, that's why they died, because they didn't have a gun. That's your reason. And, you know, that can come off very, like, rude, very non-sympathetic at all, you know. So, he's under fire. And, of course, he was trying to say that it wasn't like that. But I think it was his way of trying to show his stance on gun control. But it didn't go well. So, currently, he's still underneath Trump, I think, like, by 21%, at 21%. But, you know, we're going to see what those polls look like soon. Because I'm sure they may change after this story. But, you know, Ben Carson... You know, he's from Georgia, too. I didn't even know I think he was born in another state, but he's from Georgia. But, you know, look, well, you know, I'm not giving my personal opinion. So that's the thing with Mr. Ben Carson. And then, so, you know, President Obama had gave an interview. I can't remember what... So President Obama had did an interview where he was, you know, giving his thoughts about the elections and so forth, and, you know, the presidential race and his thoughts. Well, one thing that he did say was that he did not believe that Donald Trump is going to win presidency. He left it at that, nothing more, nothing less. He also noted that he did not feel that Hillary Clinton actually breached national security. You know, and he feels like she's quite apologetic for, you know, her actions and that it turned into this, but he doesn't believe that she was trying to, you know, go against the United States or do anything to try to jeopardize national security. He also, so he didn't say that, you know, Joe Biden is running for president or not, but he did say, you know, in so many words, if someone is with the president watching, knowing the different issues that we're dealing with, you know, they may think to themselves, like, I know this. I just may be good at this. So, I mean, that all makes us think, like, is he going to run? And, you know, if Joe Biden wins, that would be interesting. You know, I just hope that he would definitely stay awake. But, you know, I get it, because that's why I do online classes now. Because when I'm sitting in the classroom and I got to sit there and listen to you talk, I'm like this. Whoa, you know that good when you about to fall out your to fall out your desk. But anywho, hopefully he stays awake. That's what we would want first and foremost. But also, on a serious note, you know, he lost his son Bo Biden earlier this year, and so, you know, the family has, and it was unexpected, so the family has been dealing with that. So, you know, I think he's trying to make sure that his family as well as himself are ready to make that commitment emotionally, you know. So all of that is to be continued. So that's all I have for politics, y'all. Let's keep on watching, keep on. I think the Democratic, does it come on tonight? I'll post it if it's coming on tonight. But anywho, that's all I have for politics. Moving on. Well, for my last little bit of tidbit, you know, I like to, you know, talk about a couple stories. Well, actually, you don't know what I want to do because I'm still, like, lining it up for you. But I would like to cover, like, different stories first. And then I like to do my second hobby, which is give advice. Because I'm the realist. No, Dan, the man, my line sister, she's the realist. Anywho, I like to give a little, you know, insight about relationships here because I've came across multiple conversations in the past 2 weeks just dealing with, you know, being in a relationship and knowing your role in a relationship and, you know, identifying if you're playing your role or if you really know what your role is. So, you know, I just want to give you a couple little tidbits about that. First of all, I think it is very important to clearly identify what your role is in the relationship. And it shouldn't be expected. I think that two mature adults should have that conversation with each other. Like, let's talk about it. Like, well, this is what I think your role is. Oh, this is what I think your role is. And if you don't agree, get to an agreement. Okay, well, now I know. So once you get an understanding, this is what his role is. This is what my role is. Okay, now we can act as one. Or, in a sense, as one. Because you've got to be married first. But I'm just saying, like, get on the same page of knowing your roles. A lot of us women, we don't, you know, I feel like we think we know our role, but we don't know our role. I'm learning that a lot of women think all you have to do is cook, clean, and the wow thing. But, you know, it's more to that. I think sometimes women feel like that's all you gotta bring. And I'm like, if that's all you're bringing, so can Felicia, Monet, Amanda, Sasha, Rudy, like all, Rudy, I was talking about Olivia earlier. Tanny, I'm doing a video. Get back. Anyway, they can do the same. You know, he always in the mix. They can do the same thing. So it's like, you're gonna, like, what else can you bring? Can you bring ambition? Can you bring, you know, stability? Can you bring patience? Can you bring encouragement? Like, it's so many other things that I hear my friends or people that are associates, I hear them saying things like, well, I cook and I clean and he can't do. I mean, you know, let's not take that away from you, but girlfriend, it's more to it than that. And I feel like the dudes for the same thing. Like, just because, you know, yes, all right, you're the breadwinner, you pay all the bills, boom. So she got to do A, B, C, D. Okay, I can find somebody else to pay my bills. Yep. So what else can you do? It's the same thing. Like, I kind of feel like people are setting the bar too low. Like, no, like, when you're dating, I know I'm at an age now, like, I'm not dating for the fun of it. I'm dating for marriage or courting for marriage, whichever your word choice may be. So, I mean, what? So, but I just say that about roles. First of all, you need to identify what you and your significant other's roles are in the relationship. Second thing, I think you need to figure out where your importance. How important are you in their life? Like, where do you fall in the list of things they have to do? A lot of times, you know, we get too comfortable being on the back burner. Oh, well, you know, he got to go take care of his kid. You know, then he got to go take care of his mama. Then he got to take care of his brother. Then he going to try to, you know, take care of stuff with the job. And then he going to get with you. You know, I'm not cool with that. Because, like, if we're dating for marriage, I think there's a couple of things in that order that we need to start following. Which, yes, God need to be first. You need to go to church. Oh, we can't go on a date on Sunday because you got church. Okay, because God is first. Now, I'm not your wife yet because that's who would follow next. But, you know, after your kid, because it was the kid that was, you know, before me and him. Okay, well, the kid, that's your kid. I get it. When I become your wife, I feel like I sound so country sometimes. But when I become your wife, I'm going, okay? So I just kind of feel like we get too comfortable. We complain about, well, he not doing this and he not doing it. Do you want to be in the back burner? Do you want to be in last place? If that's the relationship that you are in, baby girl, you need to get out. I do believe in speaking about it first. Like, well, you know, I feel like you making time for all of these other people and not me. And I'm like, hey, what's up? I thought we had a love thing going on. And, you know, depending on how that goes, if he hears you out and try to make the adjustments and show you that you're important in his life, kudos, my brother. But if he's like, man, listen, you know my mama sick. You know I got to do with my baby mama and help with my son. If he got all those damn excuses, I need you to just say, you know what? Thank you and goodbye. And leave. Like, we get so freaking comfortable. We get so stuck feeling like we can't get out this relationship and, you know, we don't want to start over or we don't want to. Listen, in a case where you know your role, you're playing your role, and you're still not being put as a priority in these people in your significant other life, whether that's man or woman, I think you need to bounce. I think you need to dig inside and find that last bit of self-esteem and let it consume you and get up and realize you need better for yourself. That's all. I'm done. I told y'all I had too much. I want to just spit just a little bit of knowledge on you because, you know, it is supposed to be Ask Miss O'Cray. All right? See you guys next week. Have a good night. Mwah.